What's up, guys? Steve for Steve back at it with another video on the Triumph Bobber. Today's video is going to be the 5 things I hate about this motorcycle. And I don't know, and I'm just going to be nitpicky because there's really nothing hard to say about it. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell, so you can tell when I upload videos to the channel. Sit back, relax, enjoy the content of the 5 things I hate about this motorcycle. I'd made a previous video about the 5 things I like about this motorcycle, and realistically, I love everything about this motorcycle. I love most things about this motorcycle. But I'll go ahead and place that video, if you haven't seen it, up in the top right hand corner. Just go ahead and click on pause this video, go watch it, and come back to this video, or you can watch this video and just hit that video when it becomes relevant, I suppose. Let's go ahead and roll it, Joe, and we'll get this video started. Right, I'm back at it on the Triumph Bonneville Bobber. This is the 5 things I hate about this motorcycle. Number 1 is the size of the gas tank. This is, I believe it's only like a 2-gallon tank. This bike goes through gas pretty quick, so you gotta fuel up often. This bike wasn't made to do long road trips with it. Like I said, to a full tank, I think it's like 100 miles, and it may be a little bit more than that. I don't think he's ever tested it. I don't think you'd want to test it because, you know, who wants to run out of gas? I've done that before, it sucks. Alright, so the second thing I hate about this motorcycle is sometimes I feel a little cramped. I kind of wish this one had forward controls on it, or at least the option to add some forward controls to it, just so it's kind of it's more a little like relaxed, or at least like some highway cruising bars, because like having some highway cruising pegs would be sweet on this thing. It would, because sitting in this position for long periods of time does get a little cramped, especially in your lower back. It's not horrible, but it does happen. I think he's experienced it, maybe on a few occasions, but I think that's when you're riding kind of an all-day thing, and you know, any motorcycle besides the lazy boy Harleys get a little bit uncomfortable. Alright, the third thing I don't like about this motorcycle, man, if I gotta be nitpicky, I think it would be the brakes. I think for the brakes are great on this thing, don't get me wrong, but I wish instead of the 2-piston calipers in the front, they would have at least added 4-piston calipers, just to make it a little bit more complete. I mean, it looks great as it is, but I don't think there's enough room in there to add the pistons on the other side, and I think that's the reason why they did it. Or at least what they could have done is do it how they do with the Bobber block, where they have the 2 pistons on each side of or the 2 calipers on each side of the wheel. I think that would have been better as well. But for what it is, the braking on this thing is actually pretty decent. It does got ABS, so that helps tremendously. I think the 4th thing I don't like about this motorcycle, again, I'm just being nitpicky here, just to create a video. Don't take my my ideas to the heart, because they're totally irrelevant on this motorcycle. But I think it would be a little bit of wind protection. With this being a naked motorcycle, you know, you do get battered by the wind pretty easy on this thing. It's a little ridiculous, mainly just because, like I said, it is a naked bike, and you just get all the wind in your chest and your face and that kind of stuff. And in riding long periods of time, it really does fatigue you. Yeah, and it gets a little exhausting riding this thing, like I said, for long periods of time. So yeah, if that was something I would change, it's maybe add like a small flying screen or a windscreen or something. Just something to block the wind from you. I'm going to get off the bike here, and I'll just kind of do a quick walk around on it and see here. Just because I like riding this thing. This thing is so much fun to ride. Oh, it's such a good bike! And she's dirty, so I'm going to give her a nice wash. It's like a crimson red. It looks pretty goddamn good. So good. Man, this thing is like a freight train. Like, even at 90 and 6 gear, this thing just pulls. Let's get that daily 100 in. There it is. Oh, good times. I swear, Mike, this bike is just so good to ride. It's so much fun. Although I wish I had a clock on it, that would be pretty sweet. Oh, it does have a clock on it, never mind. Win. I do like that about this motorcycle is instead of having the buttons up here to change everything, it's got buttons up here so you can just kind of cycle through shit and like that. That makes it pretty goddamn simple. I can appreciate that, so thank you, Triumph, for that. Some days you just can't help but just to take it out a little bit longer than because you don't want to give it back. I tell you, man, this thing is just so effortlessly to glide through the gears. Like, so the next two things I dislike about the motorcycle is strictly just going to be just because I don't have anything else bad to say about this. And these are things I personally would change if this was my motorcycle. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stop right here. That seems like a good spot here. Just kind of off the beaten path. The fourth thing I don't like about the motorcycle is the license plate in these. So yeah, that would be something that I would change. And maybe kind of incorporate. I think the license plate would look super good. Like on a side mount over here, I probably would take the reflectors off because I mean, who needs reflectors anyways, right? But look at how gorgeous this thing is. The 1200 high-tech, high-torque motor. I love Triumph because they're super subtle on their branding. And when you got some branding like here, a little bit there. But man, so good. Look at it. It's such a pretty motorcycle. So good. Maybe. I think there may be some room for a 4-piston caliper in there, but you know, it's hard to say. If you take the tire off, it might be a pain in the ass. I think, and probably the fifth thing I think I would change on this motorcycle that I don't like is the rear suspension's a little stiff. Maybe soften it up, and maybe so you can adjust it and whatnot. But man, I tell you, this thing is such a good-looking motorcycle. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, that's gonna be the I guess the things I don't like about the Triumph Bobber. And again, a lot of it is all just me being nitpicky on it, and you know, but God, it's so pretty. It is such a gorgeous motorcycle. But thank you guys again for watching this content. I know it's something different. I don't think there's anybody that has done a 5 things they like and dislike about the Bonneville Bobber here. Well, actually no. Let's like the 5th number thing I would do is maybe add some like crash protection on it. Have it be like the bars that go around to cover the exhaust, you know, so you can put some highway cruising pegs on it, because I think that would be super helpful with that. So good. Alright guys. Seriously, this thing is like so much fun to ride. Like, this thing just effortlessly pulls like a freight train. It's ridiculous. And realistically, like I said, just the things I don't like about this motorcycle is just me being nitpicky, because there's really nothing else to dislike about it. Man, stupid Sena. If you guys haven't seen that video of why I don't think this thing is worth upgrading from the 10C, talking about my 10C Pro, I'll go ahead and link that video up in the upper right hand corner, and maybe I'll leave the link down in the description below. But I'm gonna go home and give this thing a wash. I'm gonna clean loop the chain, and I'm just going to enjoy it all to myself, because he's stuck in meetings. Sorry, Hiram. I don't want to give that back. I love this motorcycle. I might have to get me one of these. But just because it's just a really cool motorcycle, I really like this thing. This thing is super badass. But that's going to do it for today's video. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. The ones that do stick around and actually watch the content, and instead of just subscribing to a channel, just subscribe to it. I don't know. But I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Steve on the Bonneville Bobber. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.